China is quietly preparing to restrict access to its most advanced AI models, the very same open source models that millions of developers around the world rely on every single day. Wait a minute, wasn't China supposed to be the champion of open source AI, the free alternative to expensive American models? It turns out that was never the plan. And what's happening right now could completely change the AI landscape forever. According to Reuters, Beijing is weighing export restrictions on frontier AI models, including the open weight ones you can download and run locally. The Ministry of Commerce has held meetings with Alibaba, ByteDance, and Z.ai to discuss restricting overseas access to China's most advanced AI. But here's what nobody is telling you. This isn't ideological. It's not just about security. It's about the oldest pattern in tech and politics. The have-nots embrace openness. The haves discover the virtues of control.
Let me take you back to 2024. Chinese AI models were the underdogs. They were the scrappy challengers trying to compete with OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. And they used the same strategy that open source advocates have used for decades. They gave away their technology for free. Quen from Alibaba, DeepSeek, Z.ai's GLM 5.2, and it worked. By 2026, Chinese open weight models went from less than 2% of token usage on OpenRouter in late 2024 to roughly 61% of the top 10 models' total volume in a single week. Think about that. From almost nothing to dominating the market in less than 2 years. The numbers are staggering. Chinese models are now handling over 30% of US open router traffic, peaking at 46%. Companies are routing production traffic to Chinese models because they cost 60 to 90% less than OpenAI and Anthropic equivalents. But here's the uncomfortable question. Did anyone really think this would last forever?
This pattern isn't new. In fact, it's been playing out in technology for decades. Think about Linux. It was the free alternative to expensive Unix. The challenger embraced openness because it was the only way to compete. Kubernetes against VMware. Git against every centralized version control system before it. Openness was always a strategy, never a destination. And when the underdog becomes the incumbent, that's when things get interesting. Let me give you the receipts. HashiCorp relicensed Terraform. Elastic relicensed Elasticsearch. MongoDB relicensed after AWS commercialized its work. Redis Labs did the same. Each one was a have-not that became a have, and each one quietly closed the door behind them. Now, China's doing the same thing, but this time the stakes are much higher. So what exactly is China planning? According to Reuters, the Ministry of Commerce has held talks with Alibaba, ByteDance, and Z.ai about restricting overseas access to advanced models. They're considering a three-tiered system. Basic open source tools would need simple government filing. More advanced tech would face security reviews before release. Most sensitive frontier models would be barred from public release or restricted to domestic use. They're also reportedly making the theft or unauthorized disclosure of proprietary AI tech a national security offense. And they're considering tighter vetting of foreign investors in domestic AI startups. Now, here's the catch. The restrictions might only apply to future models, not existing ones. But if this happens, and it looks increasingly likely, it represents a sharp break from the openness that helped Chinese AI gain global traction.
This isn't just a China story, it's a global story. Think about the developers, startups, and businesses that have built their products on these open models. They've been enjoying high-quality AI at a fraction of the cost of American alternatives. If access gets cut off, they face a nightmare scenario. Higher costs, reduced options, broken infrastructure. And here's the thing, this isn't happening in isolation. In June 2026, the US used an unprecedented approach. They ordered Anthropic to suspend access to Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5 models for foreign nationals. OpenAI also limited initial rollout of new GPT variants to vetted partners. So now you have both major AI powers restricting access. The US says it's for national security. China says, well, they haven't fully said yet, but the effect is the same, fragmentation. The world is moving toward regional AI sovereignty. The US keeps its models, China keeps its models. Everyone else has to figure out what to do.
And here's the part most people don't understand. You can't just fork an AI model the way you can fork software. A model checkpoint is a frozen artifact. Billions of weights and parameters. The residue of a training process you never got to see. Without the training corpus, the pipelines, the infrastructure, and the institutional knowledge, the open community inherits artifacts, not capabilities. As one expert put it, a museum, not a movement. This means that even if Chinese models remain remain open in name, the practical ability to truly build on them, modify them, and advance them may be severely limited. And if you're one of the millions of developers relying on these models, you're waking up to a new reality. Every enterprise AI stack now carries geopolitical dependency risk.
So here's the bottom line. The era of truly open frontier AI models may be ending. The US started it, China is continuing. If you're building on these models, you need to diversify. You need to plan for scenarios where access might be restricted, licenses might change, or entire model families might disappear. But here's the bigger picture. The open source community has faced challenges before. We've adapted, we'll adapt again. The key is being aware of the changing landscape and not taking open for granted. I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you using Chinese AI models? How would restrictions impact your work? Let me know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next video.